Welcome back. It is the everyday places that we experience growing up that have a special way of evoking a strong sense of nostalgia. Perhaps Red Owl Grocery was a place like that for you. Even if it wasn't, though, you may enjoy the story that Boyd Hooper found about the last one standing and the efforts to keep a brand gone by alive.
History lives.
You're right on at Red Owl.
Down 93rd Avenue.
Down to the basement.
Down in the Red Owl District.
This is a Red Owl measuring glass.
Gary Newman is among the collectors
Gary's Red Owl.
of a beloved Twin Cities-based brand
Here's a little Red Owl store.
that once dominated the local grocery market.
Red Owl ad.
Now, history.
Bananas 10 cents a pound.
History? Hardly.
Mason Brothers Red Owl. Yeah.
Jared Mason
It has been good to me.
bought this store in 1969 with his late brother Merv, when hundreds of Red Owls fed cities and small towns across the upper Midwest.
How many are left?
We are the only store left. The only one.
And where might one find this last vestige of a Minnesota-born icon? The last surviving Red Owl sits this close to Lambeau Field.
Well, those are our, Super Bowl champion pictures, of course.
Jared
So,
Jr. represents the second generation.
myself, my dad, my uncle, and then my brother.
Jared and his brother Justin
Thanks, man.
now run the Red Owl with their mom
It's lean.
and proud dad.
And I guarantee you, if you buy this hamburger and put it in a pan and don't overcook it, it'll taste like nothing else.
But their Red Owl connection runs even deeper.
My grandpa Merv.
Grandpa Merv worked as a produce buyer for Red Owl.
So 3 generations in the grocery business.
And guess who else worked in Red Owl Produce?
Zuma Newman, produce manager. I started in 1960, and I worked there until they were sold in 1989.
By then, so iconic that in her iconic sitcom, Mary Tyler Moore shopped at Red Owl. So iconic,
The Red Owl in Bloomington.
the Coen brothers recreated a Red Owl for their 2009 film, A Serious Man.
Red Owl, Red Owl, Red Owl.
So iconic, Mason's Red Owl has both an in-store and online
Logo.
merch department.
One of the best things I ever did. I've sold them everywhere. They've gone to every state.
36 years after Red Owl folded,
Thanks, Will. See you, Alex.
the Masons
Have a great day, man.
are keeping the birds
Thank you so much.
flying.
Jared and I, every day when we come to work here, we represent that brand, whether or not it's still in, major circulation.
I met my wife in this store. I raised my family in this store. And I'm going to be 80 years old soon and never been hungry a day in my life. I thank the Lord every night. Yeah.
Enough to make a collector envious.
I wish I owned it.
Nah, that wouldn't be right.
How you been doing?
The last Red Owl has perched
You made it.
with the perfect
Yeah.
people.
What does that logo mean to you?
It's my whole life.
Boyd Hooper,
It's my whole life.
KARE 11 News,
Thanks for coming in today.
Green Bay.
Super cool to see. Well, if you would like to check out the Mason Brothers merch, you'll find a link in the print version of this story at KARE11.com. Or you could stop by if you happen to be in Green Bay. The brothers welcome Vikings fans too. All right, turning now to the FIFA World Cup. The United States national men's team preparing for their final group match on Thursday. This after a very impressive performance against Paraguay and Australia. Jake Garriani has more on how the team is getting ready.
Well, for the first time since 1930, the United States men's national team has won back-to-back games in a World Cup. That is 96 years. And with that historic performance, the United States has themselves in a beautiful position this week, a stress-free week as they get set to take on Turkey for their final group match. So now the conversation goes to rest or rust. How will Mauricio Pochettino handle his star players? How will he handle the guys with the yellow cards? Who will be out there on the pitch versus Turkey? Does he want them sharp or does he want them rested?
Even though, like you said, it has no effect, I mean, it still does, because it gives us that confidence to what's coming next, you know.
As players, it's not really our, role and responsibility to focus about that. We all have trust in the coach, and whatever team he plays, I'm sure they'll go out there with the objective to win.
We're ready to step on the field. If it's players who've been playing more, playing less, I think, like I said, this team's capable of putting so many starting lineups, and everyone's going to play just as well.
I'm enjoying the stakes. I'm enjoying the pressure. It's what brings out the best in me. So, I'm very excited.
Just because we're through doesn't mean we have to let our foot off the pedal. We have to keep on going with that same confidence, same rhythm, and keep showing each other and the world what this team's made of.
And this American team has a handful of players with yellow cards, guys like Anthony Robinson, Chris Richards, Fullerton Balogun, and Tyler Adams. On top of that, you think about Christian Pulisic trying to come back from that injury. All these will be factors for Mauricio Pochettino as he decides what 11 will be out there for Thursday's match against Turkey.
All right, stick with us. We got more news and weather coming up.